How's it going, everyone? The PlayStation Store is running its Days of Play sale. They're running some other sales right now, but this video is going to be catching up on some of these Days of Play deals. But before we get into these game deals under the price of $5, here's a word from our sponsor coming from a great new PlayStation game release. Before we get into the deals, a quick word from our sponsor and a great new game available now on the PlayStation Store. This video is brought to you in partnership with Starbreeze and Roboquest. Roboquest has seen its release on PlayStation 5, available right now with a 10% off discount for PlayStation Plus subscribers. The game has been one of the best received games on PC going back to November of 2023, and even before that in early access, with a total review count of 16,000 reviews, 95% overwhelmingly positive reception on Steam. The game's a fast FPS roguelite in a scorched future world. You're a rebooted guardian ready to kick some metal ass, fight with your buddy or by yourself, and annihilate hordes of deadly bots in ever-changing environments. They've done a great job of updating the game with new content and a lot of replayability. This is a game you can sink hours and hours into with a lot of over-the-top, high-octane, fast-paced gameplay, fast movement, a plethora of classes, a wide variety of customization options. You've got a lot of weapon diversity with regular shotguns, rifles, and snipers to the almighty mortar and flare gun. There's a large diversity of weapons to choose from, keeping gameplay fresh and interesting. And on top of the weapons keeping it fresh and interesting, you've got random levels as well, each with a different theme and atmosphere, generated with a careful mix of pre-placed and randomized chunks. The levels offer a fresh challenge each run. You'll run, fall, and then run again. You've got persistent upgrades, single or two-player cooperative play, a polished experience, and a great soundtrack to go on the backdrop of a high-octane, custom-tailored soundtrack supporting the fast gameplay and robot-smashing action. The game's already seen a really strong reception on PlayStation 5 as well, with 187 star ratings, 4.92 rating on there, available for $24.99, $22.49 for Plus subscribers. Check out the link in the description box below and show some love for Roboquest. Now, onto the video. Alright, so the Days of Play sale has been running for quite a while, and honestly, with all of the ongoings, gaming events, and covering everything like that, we've done a pretty poor job of covering this sale, you guys. I'm gonna say it like it is, and I know you guys are dying to hear me give my take on the Batman Arkham Saga collection one more time. I know you guys have been itching for me to talk about some of the great game deals that we cover on this channel for the 49th time. However, I just haven't been doing a good job of that when it comes to the Days of Play sale. But you know what? There's always an opportunity to turn things around, and that's what we're gonna do in this video, you guys. Deals under the price of $5. We've got some great stuff on games that I've mentioned 49 times and games that are a little bit new to the channel. So, mix of everything, links to everything is always in the description box below, but let's get right into it, and let's start things off with a historic low price in Alan Wake Remastered, $4.49, which I think this is a great deal for Alan Wake. Now, if you play Alan Wake in 2025, the reality is a lot of the game from a mechanic standpoint might feel a little bit dated. I actually like the implementation of the flashlight and whatnot, but from a gameplay standpoint, honestly, it's gonna feel a little dated. However, from an atmosphere standpoint, a narrative standpoint, sometimes those are the elements of a video game that really stand the test of time, and I think you'll see that with Alan Wake, because I think those elements are really well done, and that aspect has held up fairly well. The remastered release also has the DLC, which is quite nice. Alan Wake 2 is also on sale. I believe the deluxe edition is $32 or so, which is actually a pretty good deal. I personally did have more enjoyment out of Alan Wake 1 than 2. Probably very much in the minority on that, but yeah, good game. $4.49. Again, I think that's a pretty decent pickup. Next up, AI the Somnium Files is 80% off for $3.99. I really loved AI the Somnium Files, and for newcomers to visual novels, this is a pretty good one to start off with. I feel like visually, it's pretty nice. I'm not saying it's blow away, alright? You know, pump the brakes on that one, but it's a decent looking game, and narratively, I think it's fantastic. And when it comes to visual novels, a lot of the times, all you need is a great main character at the helm of the story, and man, do you have that with AI the Somnium Files with Kaname Date. Kaname's getting another game released in just about a month or so. No Sleep for Kaname Date, which I'm excited for that. But you should definitely play this at $3.99. It's a well-written story and a lot of great music in the game. and a great soundtrack in the game as well. Just had a great time with it, and for $3.99, no-brainer there, definitely would recommend that. Next up, Star Wars Battlefront 2, 75% off for $4.99. Now, I'd be remiss if I don't give this a mention right now with all of the buzz surrounding it. People are desperate for a Battlefront 3, but I'm gonna be real with you guys, I don't see that happening anytime in the near future, given EA left and right, they're cutting their licensed projects. They just canceled the Black Panther game. If you're expecting Battlefront 3, best case scenario, which I don't even think this is gonna happen, the game got greenlit like yesterday, and you're still gonna be waiting 5 to 7 years. I feel like they should just try to implement some updates to Battlefront 2, but I digress. Again, it's had a resurgence, a bit of interest being thrown at it, and for $4.99, not a bad price to jump into it if you do want. Next up, we got GRIS, 80% off for $3.39. Talked about this game a few times at this point, and it's a game that I recommend everyone to at least try. It's going to resonate with people at a different level, because this is one of those games that really targets the feels and the emotional aspect of gaming, showcasing games as an art form, and I feel like with games like this, it's always going to click with people in a different way. I feel the same way about a lot of the giant squid titles like Journey, Flower, games of that nature. GRIS is very similar in that for some people, this will be an incredibly moving experience and they will be incredibly compelled by it. On the other side of things, I don't think anybody's gonna go into this game and hate it. I think people will appreciate the aesthetic beauty in the game. I think you'd be ridiculous not to appreciate that, but it might not click with you on an emotional level like it would for some people. I would say for this price point, give it a shot. I mean, it's $3 and change. You spend more on your lunch most of the days, and this can legitimately be a really, really moving experience for a lot of you guys. I enjoyed it. It's not super lengthy either. The studio, Namada Studio, just put out another new game, Neva. That's being received pretty well, so that's another game to keep an eye on, and actually might be on sale right now. It usually goes on sale for like $13.99 or something like that, because it's still fairly new. Next up, we have What Remains of Edith Finch. This is more of a narrative-driven mystery game. You play as Edith. You'll explore the colossal Finch house, searching for stories as she explores her family's history and tries to figure out why she's the last one in her family left alive. It's a mystery story that unravels as you play it. And it unravels as you play, done by Giant Sparrow, the same team that did the Unfinished Swan. So if you want something a little bit more narrative heavy, you'll find that with What Remains of Edith Finch for $4.99. Next up, more on the action heavy side, Blazing Chrome is $4.24. In Blazing Chrome, machines rule the world and the few humans that are left are on the edge of total extermination. Dash through 5 apocalyptic environments with hundreds of robot enemies to blow to pieces, blast your way through the enemy lines, and try to defeat a bunch of mechanical bosses with using hover bikes, huge armors, and a whole arsenal of kick-ass weapons. The game is going to bring you co-op gameplay, classic fast-paced run-and-gun experience, genuine arcade feel, epic boss battles, and crazy lot mini-boss fights as well. That is available for just $4.24. Next up, awesome visual aesthetics here. Wonder Boy the Dragon Strap available for $4.99, boasting beautiful hand-drawn animations and a reorchestrated soundtrack. The cult classic returns with a unique blend of exploration, action, and adventure. Cursed into a half-human, half-lizard monstrosity by the Mecha Dragon, you are in search for the cure. The only way you can return to human form is to find the Salamander Cross, a magical item with the power to remove curses. With each dragon slain, the curse intensifies, transforming you into different animals. Explore large interconnected locations populated with grumpy monsters and exotic dragons. Play as the game's classic characters or the brand new long-awaited co-star. You can also inhabit a variety of other characters, and 3 difficulty levels are available. That is on sale for just $4.99. Next up, we have Wavetale, $4.49 for the standard price, $2.99 for Plus subscribers. Surf the waters of a submerged city, fight gigantic sea monsters, save your neighbor, and uncover the secrets of the hidden under the surface. Explore the open sea and the decaying archipelago of Strandville in Wavetale, a story-driven action-adventure game introducing you to fed-up fishermen, secretive hermits, and maybe a pirate or two. Speed through the open sea, experience a heartwarming story, make new acquaintances among Strandville's diverse cast of islanders, change your appearance with collectible hats, hair dyes, and outfits, fill the pages of Sigrid's scrapbook with special drawings to learn more about her world. That is on sale for just $4.49, and Plus subscribers will get it even cheaper. Next up, Huntdown is 75% off for $4.99. In the mayhem-filled streets of the future where criminal gangs rule and cops fear to tread, only the bounty hunters can free the city from the corrupt fists of felony, lay waste to the criminal underworld, and make a killing in this hard-boiled action comedy arcade shooter. Hunt solo or give suppressive fire and advance on the enemy together in co-op as you run, jump, and take cover in the neon-soaked, graffiti-strewn 80s-inspired cityscapes, hard-painted 16-bit pixel art graphics, and hand-drawn animations combined with fluid, action-packed 60 frames per second action. 75% off for $4.99. Next up, a Nintendo Wii title making its way onto the PS4, Blob, the 3D platformer where players maneuver their hero, Blob, equal parts amorphous blob of pain, struggling artist, revolutionary, and juvenile delinquent. Blob's goal is to replace the drab, lifeless gray coloring that the Inked Corporation has imposed on Chroma City and its inhabitants, the Radians, with a range of vibrant, life-giving colors, all while avoiding and battling the gray-clad forces of the Inkies. Flip, bounce, and smash your way past all-powerful Inked Corporation. Join the color revolutionaries in the resistance against Comrade Black and his diabolical array of hot plates. Free your friends from a black and white world by painting the city back to life. You got multiplayer, and you'll paint Chroma City throughout in your own style. $4.99 for Blob. Next up, Supergiant Games' Pyre. $4.99 on this. Pyre is probably the most unsung Supergiant game. It's got to be either this or Transistor. Bastion, because it was the first game, I feel like gets quite a bit of attention, and because it goes on sale for so cheap. Like, the difference between $2.99 and $4.99 I do feel like is relevant. But Pyre is just the one game that, maybe because it came out before Hades, I don't know, it doesn't get a lot of love, but it's a party-based RPG, great art style, and I feel like while all of the Supergiant games are different from one another, the heart and soul are always there, and while Pyre was the one that clicked with me the least, I still could tell, okay, this is Supergiant through and through. At $4.99, a worthwhile game to give a shot to. Next up, Dishonored Definitive Edition, 75% off for $4.99. Man, what I would do for a Dishonored 3, but Arcane gotta do Deathloop, then they gotta do Marvel's Blade. We're probably never gonna get a Dishonored 3, but it is what it is. You know, never is a long time. Maybe we will. Maybe just not in my lifetime, you know? But nonetheless, $4.99 for Dishonored is great. The Definitive Edition gets you the DLC as well. This is just a game that I also feel has aged really, really well. Even from a visual standpoint, it had this incredibly unique art style that I just feel like even, how many years has it been? 13 years this year! December of 2012, I think, is when the game came out. Yeah, that's insane to think about. It still looks really good. It employed a different kind of art style with a cool look to it that I just feel like is going to stand the test of time. And for $5, it's a great game. The action stealth gameplay is great, incredible from a gameplay design standpoint. There's actually quite a bit of nuance and depth to it. $4.99, great price there, definitely would recommend that. Doom 2016, $4.99 for those of you that don't want to pay the $70 for Doom the Dark Ages. If you have yet to play Doom 2016, it's a damn good over-the-top FPS with a lot of mayhem, great soundtrack. $4.99 is a banger price on that. CARRION, $4.99 on this. A very, very interesting action title where you take on the role of the villain and the monstrosity, taking out those that wronged you. I thought it was a game that was pretty interestingly done. Still a throwback style to it, but $4.99, pretty good price there. And lastly, we have Hob, $3.99 on that. From the team that brought you Torchlight and Torchlight 2 comes Hob, a vibrant, suspenseful action-adventure game set on a stunning and brutal world in disarray. As players delve into the mysteries around them, they discover a planet in peril. Can it be mended, or will the world fall further into chaos? Wordless narrative, transform the world, grapple, punch, and warp, and adventure in an open world. Just $3.99 for Hob, and really well received there. So that is gonna do it for me. Again, our apologies on our lackluster coverage of the Days of Play sale. There's gonna be a billion other sales. You know, there's the summer sale coming up, which is gonna be a gargantuan sale, and they just kicked off another new sale, which I am the Summer Game Fest sale, which has like over 3,800 deals. So we gotta cover that as well. There's a lot to cover, but we'll get to it, you guys. We're a small operation around these parts, so we do what we can. But that'll do it for this video. As always, thank you for watching. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.